Well, good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be back. George Morgan here at your service. It's PSGL. It's Wednesday night. It's Spain tonight as well. Lots on the table, lots of battling. The title contest is still alive and kicking. And Jack, it's only taken us 10 rounds. We're on the 11th. It's all to play for.
Boromant goes on the inside and takes the lead on the final lap of the race. Now it's side by side between Boromant and Warner, but Boromant's got the inside.
Here in this phenomenal race, Cameron Dowd looking to take P2 in his very first PSGL F1 PC race. Incredible to say the least. You see that physical lead, 1.5 seconds. DRS is the name.
Hello everybody. Welcome back to PSGL F5 PC. We're here for ultimately another round, another race, and we come to the famous track, and probably one of my favourite tracks, Spa-Francorchamps, in the Belgian hills. And today, I'm alongside with Omi once again. How you doing, my good friend?
Hello, Epic. Doing very, very well. Excited for some more PSGL action. Obviously, you have the Camel Straight, you have a Rouge Rally on so many iconic corners around this circuit. So I think we're going to get another brilliant race.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we all want, honestly. We all love to hear that we're going to get another brilliant race. But, so, there's a couple of corners, of course, on this track that we all know. El Rouge and Badillon, of course, being the most well-known on this track. But there's some other corners which I enjoy as well. Corner with no name and poo on, especially. Simply with corner with no name, it's just because it's called corner with no name is why I like it. But with today's track, it's high to medium speed. Most of the track is actually high speed, which is going to make it different, especially from the last couple of races we've had. You know, we went to Japan last, which was Imola, sorry. I can't even get the rounds right. But yeah, we went to Imola, and then we went to, we went to Japan and then we went to Imola. The last two tracks have been more medium to slow speed tracks, especially with the last race. Do you think this would really change up the order because of how different it is?
Well, obviously, we've got a few drivers who are usually somewhere around the top, not here. So I think we could get a bit of a mixed up order anyway. But yeah, I'm expecting a good mixed up grid as well. As usual, I'm expecting, I should say, a very, very exciting race as well. So, yeah, but I think we could easily see a bit of a mixed-up grid, and I hope we do. I really want to see some new drivers who usually might not be getting involved right at the front, being able to get involved at the front, and I'd say this is one of their best opportunities as well to do so.
Yeah, definitely. Looking at some of the drivers, Joris is, of course, here for tonight. Last race was not a good one from our championship leader, 15th. Very poor race. Same for his title rival, Deha, who only, I believe, who did actually finish behind him last race. Does that make you wonder slightly that with that performance putting off our title challenges, the two drivers in this title fight, do you think other drivers might see it as this could be the point to strike now?
Well, absolutely. And to be honest, also with the championship rivals obviously maybe being a bit on the back foot as well, possibly it could cause them some issues. They obviously got to get back on form, minimize those mistakes now at this point of the season. But yeah, it'll definitely be an opportunity for some of the drivers who are looking to get involved as well, and they'll have a lot of confidence as well. But yeah, last time in Imola, it was a very chaotic race where we saw a lot of our championship rivals completely on different strategies, getting eliminated right at the race start as well, and having to change the front wing. So it was absolute chaos last time at Imola, and we completely changed the order as well, kind of a bit like the Dutch Grand Prix the other day as well. So yeah, absolutely though. I I do think that the championship rivals do got to be a bit careful. They do need to try to get back on form, or if they don't, then there's definitely going to be some other drivers who are surely going to be gaining points in them and probably trying to overtake them in the championship.
Talking about problems, just quickly, I'm struggling to get into the lobby. I can't seem to get into it at the moment. I know this isn't particularly on something that we're talking about this stream, but there's no way of join.
And we're also getting the lobby started. Oh.
Oh no, this is terrible. This is an awful... Oh no. If only you could be so kind to send me an invite, that would be quite nice if you could.
Well, actually, I need to see how I even send it. Oh, actually, should be simple. Cause like, obviously, I'm still new to PC, so I don't do any inviting. But I think I know how to do this one. So let's hope this goes well. 1 second. Let me just load into qualifying because we have the timer currently going on. But yeah, gonna be an absolutely great race. Hopefully, you'll be able to see it.
Yeah, we're just hoping. We're starting off the stream with some technical problems, which isn't always great. What are you sending the invite through, by the way?
Well, I'm probably gonna have to just send it through the game and hopefully gets to Steam, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, that's the only.
I
Yeah.
have to get into the game. Oh no. Okay. Sorry about the small technical problems we're facing straight away into today. We're not used to these technical
Hopefully
problems.
you got on now.
Yeah, I'm loading in. Very sorry you're gonna see Omi's face for a little bit longer. But no, honestly, yeah, we're having a couple of technical problems. We did have to have a lobby restart just before we got the stream started, so I can see where a couple of issues have already started. But yeah, we'll be getting into qualifying as soon as I get into the lobby. But yeah, talking about championship-wise, Aljat. This man is in the running to do well, to get sort of top 5, top 4. But he needs to find his form again because he's struggling. He's struggled a bit this season. I believe he's only got 25 points down, 27. So he's not doing well, you know, and he really needs to come back with something this race to challenge for the top 3, doesn't he?
Yep, absolutely. Well, to be honest, we've also had a lot of chaos as well, haven't we? So there is definitely, I'd say, an opportunity for them to come with something and probably try and challenge as well. But yeah, gonna be a great one. Hopefully, we are gonna get a lot of action. But to be honest, you really do need to perform right now. If you haven't been able to throughout the season, you really need to now find something right now. So gonna be really interesting to see if they are able to more pressure on them as well. But remember, there was also a lot of pressure on the drivers at the front of the field, and they've kind of been cracking in a few races as well. So
could you send me another EA invite? This is oh no.
Oh, it's not going well, is it at all?
No, we're having an awful start today. I'm not being able to join anybody.
Right, let me just send one as well once again. If it lets me.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Okay. I believe this has worked.
Hopefully. Am I gonna see Epic Freestyler 8 joining? Yes, Epic Freestyler 8 has joined. I am gonna see that message pop up right at the bottom. So I guess you haven't missed really too much because all the drivers are on their out lap. So you haven't missed anything.
We are finally in. And
you've just been stuck with my face for a bit longer. That's the only thing.
Yeah, you've been stuck on Omi's face for a little bit too long, and I do apologise for the little issues we've already had off for the start of today. But yeah, we're finally into qualifying here at Belgium. If my game loads, there we go. I've loaded in. Hopefully, I should be able to see. So we're going to be on board with Antoni Sokolowski on his lap, as he's the closest one to the start, coming down towards El Rouge and Radion in that Alpine. The Alpine's looking good here. Antoni Sokolowski is only driving for the 3rd time this season today. He's taken quite a lot of races out. His last race he DNF'd, and in his first race, I believe he finished 15th. So he hasn't got a good track record at the moment in F5, so we'll have to see how he can do. So far, very good through Sector 1, coming down through the hill, starting to now make his downhill spiral through the long right-hander, getting a lot of rear spin there from the car, coming through into the corner with no name. Very strong line from Sokolowski there. Now into one of the fastest corner, well, the fastest corner on the track, which is ultimately Pouon. Shockingly, it is actually the fastest corner on the whole circuit. Now into the right and left. Very strong through there. Don't want to take on too much curb. Right up to the line there from Sokolowski. Let's see what he'll do for his middle sector. He has got a car coming up. He's gone off track a bit. Is he backing off? I don't believe he is. He's going to keep on going. Now coming up towards this long straight. We've seen some overtaking here in the past couple of seasons of PSGL, and we've seen it in real life as Domi JD puts in the first lap of the session. 1 minute 40.788 is the one to beat. Sokolowski around the bus stop chicane. Quite a difficult chicane, you can spin it. And now up to the line, here comes Antoni Sokolowski. He goes 4th place with a 1 minute 41.87. Slowest of all the drivers. We're going to look round now to Deha. This man needs to put in a good qualifying session here today. He's been strong qualifying, which is something good for him, but his races have been lacking. As you can see, he goes P2 behind Domi JD. Quite an interesting one there. We now look round to our next driver. I'm not sure who is on the lap. It's Tiers Korsman. This man made a huge amount of noise last race. What do you think about him?
Well, let's see first of all what you can do over the line. 6th place currently, but first of all, I have to say the time's looking very close. 5,000 of a second between Deha and Domi JD, and also Zalin Vida and Felipe Sosa also have set the exact same time. So very close. So very close to this in this opening run of qualifying as well. So yeah. Really, really interesting currently. But yeah, Tiers Korsman, I'm sure you'll be looking also to be getting some good results in the next race as well.
Definitely. We see Julian coming round. We've spoken about Julian slightly in... we actually spoke about him quite a lot in Japan. He wasn't here for last race, but he goes P5. Very strong lap as well. Especially ahead of, by the way, we missed that, our championship leader, Joyce, who's only gone 8th. And about 3/10 off of, ultimately, his title rival, which isn't good, especially for him only finishing 15th in Imola. He definitely needs a turnaround today. And I feel like it's going to be something quite difficult for Joris, because we've seen him. He can go from 8th to 1st. He did that back in Japan. But I feel like he has... I think the pressure does get to you after a certain amount of time, because, you know, this is a big chance for Joris. And I feel like the pressure's gotten down to him and Deha, because we know both these drivers are very fast.
Yeah.
And so, could it just be that the pressure's gotten to him, or could it just be because he made a couple of mistakes last race?
Well, kind of a mixture of both, and also the and also the pressure does cause a lot of mistakes as well. So really, just kind of both, to be honest, a mix of both. And he's one of the drivers who's going to have to get back on track as well. A lot of pressure on him, though, as well. But yeah, he has put in a lot of good performances this season as well. So he does have that margin currently. But he just needs to be careful that he's not making any kind of constant errors, because there is going to be drivers who are going to be looking to capitalize on it. And there is going to be some outsiders who are looking to get inside the championship battle. And if drivers like Joris, they are all going to make some kind of errors, then it's going to open the door as well.
Yeah, definitely. We're getting quite a few slow cars in the last sector. Now, the only driver who's about to start the lap is one of our female drivers on the grid, Daniela Parodi. And so, coming down towards turn 1, let's see how Daniela can do. Oh, it's a little bit deep into turn 1. But talk about Daniela while she's on a lap, while we're on board with her. What do you think of her? Because she's been quite strong this season in a couple of races. She's shown that she has racecraft and she has pace, but I feel like sometimes she just gets a bit unlucky.
Yeah, absolutely, indeed. Also, really, well, to be honest, I have to say she has put in some good performances as well this season. So So as you mentioned, really some good performances, but just not being able to always get this good performances. Sometimes a bit of bad luck as well. So yeah, Pirelli will be looking though this race to have some good luck, to be back near the top as well and challenging for some high points paying positions.
Yeah, definitely. I do feel like Danielle has this sort of this pace about her that she's fast, but she just seems to miss out just slightly, ever so slightly, because, you know, she's qualified inside of the top 10 this season, which is quite good, to be honest. When it comes to races, she just seems to miss out slightly, just on whether it's pace or racecraft. And so this could be a bit of a telling sign that maybe that's just something to work on slightly.
Yep, absolutely. All of these drivers will obviously have targets and be looking to work on something. Let's see what Pirelli can do right now. Over the line to the front right now by 88 thousandths of a second. So obviously the track. Oh, Zalambida's got 5 plays, good penalties. Well, that will probably be removed and we'll get a lobby restart. But Pirelli, obviously the track is right now at its best. It'll continue to get better. But that's a mega lap.
Yeah, definitely. I'm watching Philip Saucer getting ready for his lap. This man had an incredible race in Japan. I don't think anybody can take that away from him, but strategy let him down and lost him out the win, or even a podium. He only went on to finish 8th in that race as well. And so I feel like Philip Saucer, he's always in contention for pole, but he's usually in contention for the top 5. That's sort of a guaranteed thing with Philip Saucer. But I feel like he needs something when it comes down to the points paying areas. You know, when that's where you score points. Because I'm not trying to rate him in some way. I'm not trying to say that he needs to be better in some way. But he just seems to fall a little flat compared to, for instance, drivers like Deha or even some other drivers like Tiers Korsman or Joris, that when they do find that pace in the race, they're really quick. But it just feels like Philip Saucer finds the pace, but then just a little something lets him down.
Yeah, absolutely. So Philippe will also be looking for something good as well. Was really on the margin as well through the first sector, just 4 thousandths down, but now 83 thousandths up as well. So we'll definitely be chasing a better time at this part of qualifying as well. But yeah, definitely we'll be looking at the same time for some good races as well. And Japan was a really tricky race for everyone, because was the rain going to come down? Was it not? So it was really hard. A lot of different strategy went on in Japan, but we have Felipe Saucer making his way all the way to the end of his lap now. DRS will go open over the line. Was finding some time in the second sector. Has he been able to keep it up in the third? Over the line, no, has lost time. So 21 thousandths down, but Zalambida's found some time. He's going to the top of the table.
Very strong there. We now see
Tommy JD.
Very strong from Dommy JD there. 1 minute 40.4.
Yeah.
Incredibly strong from him. We now look back to a Ferrari of Victor Vidler. He does not improve on his lap. It's not enough from him. Sokolowski up to the line. He goes 5th. Very good from him.
Nice.
Tiers Korsman up to the line. It's up to 3rd place for the Williams man. I believe Joris is in the pits. Big one there as we see Ash. Ash goes 6th ahead of Philip Saucer. Very good from the Red Bull driver. We now look back to Julian, who's the next driver on a lap, currently 5 thousandths down after the second sector. We're seeing quite a few drivers not improving on their laps, as Julian doesn't feel like he's going to find the time. I believe we have Aljat coming up to the line now. Let's see what Aljat can do. Remember, this is only his first lap, and he does go 7th. So very good there. Bio up to the line, goes 9th. And another very good time from quite a lot of drivers. We can see Trix at the moment up by 9 tenths, almost a second, and he's sadly invalidated on his lap. That's I am slightly disappointed with that, because that looked like a good lap.
Yeah.
So far,
And he needed it as well.
good couple of laps from everybody, if I'm being honest. Very good couple of laps from all of the drivers. Zalambida out of nowhere in second. And Domi JD
Wow.
as well. This top 3, you couldn't say that, you couldn't predict this. You couldn't even predict the top 4 with all of these drivers, because we've never, so far this season, and I've looked at it, I've just double checked, we haven't had any of these 4 drivers in the top 4 in qualifying at a single point.
Wow.
Except for, first runs. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's massive to have a new top 4. Could this show that possibly 1 week or even just a different type of track does help?
Yeah, absolutely. Also aided by the fact, obviously, as I mentioned, it could be a bit of a mixed up grid. We have some of our big hitters usually who are at the top not attending. And then you also have one of your big hitters currently in 14th position. Joris currently not being able to find a good time as well to get anywhere near currently. Deha as well, currently just in 5th year, but chasing a better time. But also, Domi JD, I have to say, incredible by Domi JD as well to be clear as well by almost 1.5 tenths. So just incredible. But currently we're always...
there's a bit of a blockage in the pit lane.
Oh.
Oh.
Bio disqualified, and they're all blocking the pit lane. 5-place grid penalty for Ash, and we saw a lot of chaos in PCF1 yesterday with a lot of blocking. Oh, what's going on?
No.
They're all getting disqualified. They're all getting disqualified. It's happened again.
I believe it's an Alpine. It's Sokolowski. I can see he's pushing on the throttle. I can see he's pushing on the throttle, but the car just isn't moving. This is a little This is a little worrying, because the pit lane is blocked. It's completely blocked.
Yeah, the pit lane's blocked, and chaos like PC F1 yesterday, obviously with all of their pit lane. But this time we've actually got a car blocking the pit lane. So
let's have
what is going on?
If it's going to be a restart or not, because I know Ash and Bio won't be happy with that at all.
Yeah, well, we've been told restart after race, and Aljat saying, "I'll remove your disqualifications." But how does that kind of work? Because then there could be drivers behind who might be a bit upset if they're like, yeah, that's going to be a bit hard as well, to be honest, because there'll be a lot of drivers who'll be finding improvements behind and currently pushing on. So, yeah.
By the way, I was also going to say, just before we had that action, that Derhard decided to retire from the session in the pit. So that's a big contender who's just retired. Especially the fact that he's 5th. I'm starting to think slightly that possibly, he didn't think he had enough to have a good last run.
Yeah.
Because you don't see drivers do that unless they think that they're not going to do any better on their last run. And that's not like Derhard either, because he's usually in contention for pole, but at the moment he's about 3.5 tenths off. Yeah,
absolutely. I think he might have actually been the one who started this little train, and that's why he's out. He might have found the wall. Then I think Antoni is saying there was a Haas in front of me, so that's why he's stuck. He can't move. So I think it might have been Deha's retired, and Parodi's currently on the circuit, so it would be Deha then, who has retired in the pits or something, and Antoni is stuck right now in the pit lane. So luckily all of these drivers don't need to go back to the pits, or hopefully they don't, because we're going to be getting the run started. But absolutely chaos as well as they currently make their way through. But unfortunate for Deha, unfortunate for all of the drivers involved in that one. But yeah, disqualifications will be removed. We'll see though what happens with that one. Adam beginning his lap as well.
Currently, I'm on board with Trix.
Trix.
And Tony Sokolowski has retired from the session finally. Trix so far, 10th down in the first sector. He ran. He's into the wall. A bit of a collision with the wall there. That was very close. But because because he's not doing a lap, we're gonna now ride on board with Adam Lundqvist instead. And here comes Adam Lundqvist coming round the corner with no name. That's how you do the corner with no name, not hitting into the wall instead. Now coming through Puon. One of my favourite corners on this track. It's so fast. Trix has decided to retire from the session, but he's retired on track. I don't think you're allowed to retire on track. I believe that will land you. I believe that lands you a 5-place grid penalty. Or a penalty in the race, depending on how the stewards see it. So that's a little bit worrying. But Adam Lundqvist up by 2 tenths. This still will only get him up to 5th. This will get him up to 5th place. which is very strong. I think that Derha's wishing that he was actually driving at this point.
Yeah.
Because it looks like a lot of drivers are going to go in front of him. And now into the bus stop chicane. Adam Lundqvist taking a more tight line in the first one. In the first corner of the chicane. And up to the line, he goes 4th. Very strong lap from Adam Lundqvist there. Goes ahead of Daniele Parodi. Danielle Parodi. I keep on saying her name wrong. I'm so sorry. I can't
Yep.
No. Oh, no. Domi JD. He's invalidated.
And Zalembida.
Oh, that's disappointing. We now look to a Ferrari. It's Victor Vidler. He's went up by a 10th, but it's not enough on his lap. Philip Sousa is improving by just 200ths on his lap time. Up to the line. He stays in 9th. Disappointment there. Who is next? Who is actually next? I'm trying to find who's next. Julien crosses the line. Not enough there. Geltek crosses the line. Still not enough. Joris, 3/10 up on his lap time at the moment. This will only get him up into 6th, but it means he could jump his title rival. And there he goes, into 5th place. He just got a bit more in that last chicane. Very good there. We look to Danielle Parodi. Not enough. Only will stay 6th place at the moment. Aljat returns to the pits. So that is it for our qualifying session. This man in the Williams, unexpected pole position, but Domi JD is a new pole position taker here in F5. He hasn't taken pole yet. We've had so many people on pole. You know, we've had Joris, we've had Derha, of course. We've had him the most, actually. Derha's been on pole the most. I mean, who else have we also had on pole here? I think we've also had Tiers Korsman, I believe, who was on pole. And so we've had quite a few drivers. And, I mean, Domi JD just adds to, I believe, our 4th driver who's been on pole this season.
Yeah, we've had quite a few pole sitters as well. We had Palmer, we had Dow, we had Finn, Felipe, Joris, and also I think we had Sixto Linda, but obviously he's moved up as well. So best of luck to him as well with his new tip. But I'll let you take us through the results.
So here are the results. Domi JD takes pole position with a 1 minute 40.462, followed by Zam Bida in 2nd, just a 10th off. Don't mind the 5-place grid penalty, that will be removed as we are restarting the lobby. Tiers Korsman
also
completes the top 3. Adam Lundqvist 4th, Joris 5th, Parodi 6th, Derha 7th, Aljat 8th, Sokolowski 9th, Philip Sousa in 10th, Julian 11th, Victor Vidler 12th, Geltek 13th, Trix 14th, Zach Miles 15th, Ash in 16th, and Bio in 17th. Remember, for both these drivers who were disqualified, they'll be re-put into positions where they should be with their lap time. So that is it, but we will be having a lobby restart straight away, I believe. I believe we're having a lobby restart. And so we will cut to, I believe in a minute, we're going to cut to a little intermission screen just for a little bit while we get the lobby going again. And so we will see you in a few minutes. we're back. Hello everybody. Sorry for seeing my Steam for a second. But yeah, so we are now back for the race. It is PSGL F5 PC. It's time for round 8 at Belgium. Well, I'm here with Omi. We're just waiting for the lobby to get going as we are now heading in. Race strategies. How do you think that's going to work?
It'd be exciting. I mean, it will be exciting with the strategy, hopefully. And I think safety cars could fully change the game as well. But we're always seeing something that we shouldn't in this stream, isn't there?
Yeah.
Most of the time it's Discord, so now we're getting Steam.
Yeah, which
So,
of course we all love to get. So we're just waiting for Joris to load. I'm excited because it's Belgium. You can overtake the Kemmel Straight, of course.
Yeah,
I bet at some point we're going to be saying, and here comes somebody.
3 wide, 4 wide.
Yeah, I bet I'm going to be recreating Crofty's famous line at some point. But yes, this race, it's important for a couple of drivers. It's especially important for Joris because he needs to get his championship back on the run because last race, 15th, is terrible. It's quite terrible, especially when you're the championship leader. But he does have Derhard behind him, which is good, but he needs to make sure he keeps Derhard behind him then.
Yep, absolutely. And lap 1's going to be interesting. Pole doesn't mean everything around this circuit. There's a big run all the way up to Lecom, but yeah, you create all of the Crofty stuff, and I'll recreate all of the Alex Jake stuff, I guess. But yeah, hopefully it's going to be a great race. Hopefully it's going to be an absolute cracker. They're all lined up currently on the grid, picking their strategies. What direction do they go in is the question. So going to be really, really exciting to see. And I'm also just going to quickly go on the race director thing to see what people are actually going for as well.
Most likely for strategies, we're going to see a softer medium or medium to soft. Possibly
I can already see a bit of white. Yeah. I can see a bit of white so far.
Possibly some hard tyres might come into it, but honestly, it's very difficult. It's all depending on where you're starting. But we've got to talk about where people are starting. Domi JD, what a pole position that man had. That lap was not the fastest we've seen, but, you know, we could have seen improvement. But here we go. We can't talk about sadly. 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go here for PSGL F5 at Belgium, round 8 of the season. Into turn 1, Domi JD is being attacked from the outside. Domi JD is on the hard tyres. Can he keep Zalambida out? No, they're still side by side, coming down towards El Rouge and Radion. They're still going side by side, the Williams and the Alfa Romeo. We've heard this before, but we're hearing it for the first time for a race lead. It's almost coming 3 wide. Here comes Zalambida down on the Kemmel Straight. Can he make the move? There goes Zalambida. It's going almost 3 wide. It is 3 wide now. Heading into sector 2 into the first corner. And there, and a couple of drivers off track. There goes Tiers Korsman. Makes his way through into the lead of today's race off on that one. On the medium tyre, remember, compared to his teammate on the hards. Very, very good move from the Williams driver to take the lead. Domi JD finding himself a couple of positions down, 2 places down from pole position, and we can see battling between Danielle Parodi and Enelard Joris into Pouron. Still side by side between the 2 drivers. Both drivers are on the soft tyres. Here comes Joris down into the right-hander. Can he make the move? No, he has to hold off. He's got to wait in 5th place. What a crazy start we had.
Oh, contact as well, and that's Ash Best going round, and there's been absolute chaos. Virtual safety car out. We needed that one, but Tyus Korsman, wow, to the race lead, just got on the power and went straight up into the lead. But yeah, it looks like Antoni's been involved in some of the chaos as well, possibly Victor, but safety car now, so it's been upgraded from a virtual
Victor
to a safety car.
is within, it doesn't have a front wing, so that's 3 drivers without front wings at the moment. Well, 2 drivers, sorry, without front wings. Victor Villa and Ashbest, but what a crazy start. But talking about starts, I mean, Tiers Korsman, we can go on about all day. Driver is in the pits. It's Danielle Parodi in the pits. Might she have some wing damage? I suspect she might have wing damage.
I mean, it was a very chaotic lap, so I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see.
Might be changing tyres from the softs, maybe feeling that they're not best. And no, it's just the tyre change.
Hards.
Risky though, because now she's down to 13th place currently, which still isn't too bad, to be honest. But talk about improvements. Adam Lundqvist. This man came out of nowhere. He's gone down 2 places. You might be thinking, what am I saying about him? But he's gone down 2 places. But this man might be on the mediums, but he had some contact into turn 1. He was rear-ended. I saw in the background he was rear-ended by, I believe, it was Philip Saucer he was rear-ended by. He went late on the brakes. I'm not 100% sure, so please do not quote me on that. But he was rear-ended by somebody. And so that is why he actually lost his 2 places, because he had to go really wide into turn 1. So a bit of disappointment there for Adam Lundqvist, but he's still holding on to 6th place, which still isn't too bad. But I don't know what happened to Domi JD. He's in qualifying, he had the straight line speed, but here he just had nothing on Zalan Bida and Tiers Korsman.
Yeah, and also and also, to be honest, the race start as well as they're all getting ready to go racing soon, obviously. But we need to wait for the safety car. But they're all pulling alongside each other momentarily as well. But your dummy JD obviously not getting the best of start of the line, and then just covering the inside line gave Zalan Bida obviously on those mediums. Remember the mediums, so a lot of traction out of La Source. Then obviously the slipstreaming game as well. So yeah, dummy JD probably couldn't do too much in that scenario as well. Was getting absolutely mugged left, right, and centre. And obviously you gotta sometimes ask yourself, would you rather lead right now or risk it and then end up going to the back of the field? So risk versus reward. Dummy JD still in third, still in a good position. So it'll be very interesting to see though what happens when we do go back to green flag racing. Tyus Korsman though, absolutely brilliant. We're going to mention him again. Just absolutely fantastic start. And there was cars absolutely everywhere on the opening lap. We expected to be frantic. It was absolutely frantic, but. Yeah, Trix up 9 places as well. So Trix absolutely brilliant for the McLaren driver, currently finding himself in 9th after being up 9 places as well.
Yeah, really good start. I've just realised something. In qualifying, we had 17 drivers. We now have 18.
Is it Fernando's Hassett who's gotten?
Yeah, I think it is. I think Hassett has joined. I didn't realise that for a minute. All I just saw was that there was 18 drivers, and I was like, oh, we had 17. But so far, good start for a couple of drivers. Aljat, especially, start that he really needed today for the McLaren driver on the soft tyres, which isn't great. But let's have a quick look at the tyres that everybody is running on, so we can see the front 2 are running on the medium tyres. Here are all the medium runners. It's Tiers Korsman, Zalan Bida, Derhart, Adam Lundqvist, Trix, Geltec, Bio, Ash, and Antoni Sokolowski, who are all running the mediums. For the hard tyres, it's Domi JD, Julian, Philip Saucer, Zach Miles, Daniel Parodi, Hassett, and Victor Vidler. And then for the softs, only 2 runners on the softs, and that is our championship leader, NLR Joris, and Aljat, who are the only 2 running the softs at the moment. Good start from Joris. I'll give him that. He had a good start because he's up in 4th, and this is very good for him because he's so close to the podium. And you know, at the moment he'll net, was it 8 points, and so that's good for him. But of course he wants to win. But could this be another race where we see him climb up through the field out of nowhere? Because he's already climbed 1 position, 1 or 2 places, I believe. I'll actually have a little look. He's actually gained 1 place already, and that was because Daniel Parodi pitted, which is almost a free pit stop, really, because Daniel Parodi doesn't really have to stop now.
Yeah.
But Joris still has this chance of winning, because remember, Domi JD is on the hard tyres. A safety car is in this lap. It is confirmed. It is finally in this lap. But yeah, as I was actually saying, Joris needs to think about what is he going to do with his tyres.
Yep, absolutely. But we're about to go racing.
So, also, like I said, Danielle Parodi. I just thought of it. She's gotten a free pit stop here. And so she's going to... So this could actually get a net race win. And there was almost contact further back between Deha and Adam Lundqvist. But when is Tiers Korsman going to go? Is he going to go now or on the exit? He's just waiting. You can see he's just waiting for everybody. He's going now, though. He's left it quite late. And here he goes out of the last corner. It's a good exit from him. It's an exit that he needed coming down towards turn 1 now as Tiers Korsman leads us on lap 4 after a safety car. A very nice restart from Tiers Korsman. A good getaway, currently 6/10 ahead of Zalan Bida. Here he comes down onto the straight towards El Rouge and Radion up through the beautiful 2 corners we love on the calendar. Some of my favourite corners, to be honest. We've actually got to look behind because we've got none other than Joris going to make the move on Domi JD. Here he goes to the outside. He's on the soft tyres, remember. And going around the outside and into the right and the left. All bit of contact there between the Williams and the Ferrari. We don't hear that a lot very often recently, but we heard it about 30 years ago. Now, coming down. That was a disappointing one for Joyce because, in my opinion, that was a move he needed to make there. Because he would be safe then because Domi JD could slow down Dehar. And here comes Dehar talking about Dehar. Here he comes. He's all over the back of Joyce. Maybe those softs are already going off. And that's a very bad sign so early on in today's race.
Yep. Absolutely, they're all making their way through, but both McLarens were absolutely on the attack. Trix getting past Julian, Alja getting past as well, and getting past Adam as well. So a lot of overtakes. We got down that straight, and Aljad is at it again. He's on the back of Deo, who was looking for a move earlier on, but now he's going to be under pressure by Aljad. They go all the way through Blanchman heading down to the bus stop. So, is Joris going to pull out the system, make a move on Domi JD? Thinks about one as well, and that's Aljad thinking about it on Deo. They're all wide in. They're all deep into the corner. Aljad is going to get on the power. Soft versus mediums, but he won't have the traction. I think Adam could also get involved in this scrap as they now make their way down towards La Source.
And there he goes again on the inside. Oh! Yeah. Big contact. Oh! Oh! He just jumped over his car. I don't know what happened there. That's not physics. That's not how I think physics works. But Dehar all over the place there. He's getting overtaken right, left, and centre. And there goes Julian. And there goes Philip Sousa. Dehar down to 10th. I don't know what particularly happened there.
Yeah, I don't know either. Joris to the inside gets ahead of Domi JD as well. But as Josh would say, they're riding each other. But Alja and Julian now go wheel to wheel. And Julian has the inside line on Alja, who moved up a few places. And now they're battling, going all the way through. Alja trying to keep his foot in around the outside. That would be brave. Soft twice as hard, but he might have the traction. He'll have the inside line. He is going to have that position. But so much battling as now Bio and Hassett was a battle. Hassett with the up and under, thinking about a move towards Pro 1. And Dare's dropping down. Dare!
This could be body damage. I think this could be floor damage, which you can't repair. No, he also has front wing damage. So I think this is why he's dropping off. I suspect he might retire from the session if because he's already let everybody by. So this could be another disappointing race for Dehar. And there goes Sokolowski. He's had a bit of a spin in Sector 2, towards the end of Sector 2. A bit disappointing there, but we've got to look back to Adam Lundqvist, who is all over the back of Domi JD. He's pushing. He wants to move into the bus stop chicane. We're running on board around the outside. Wow. There goes Adam Lundqvist. What a move from the Aston Martin driver. Up into 4th. Zach Miles as well making a move on Danielle Parodi. Over 10th place at the moment. But here comes Danielle Parodi coming back at him into turn 1. Can she make the move? Yes, she does. On the inside. Very strong move from the Haas driver. What we needed. And Dehar has disappointingly retired from today's session. And so has Antoni Sokolowski. Oh, this is a bit disappointing. 2 drivers retiring so early in the session. But we return our eyes back to the front. Oh, well, sort of front of the grid. Because there goes Julian on Aljat for 8th place. These two have been battling for quite a while. And Julian has gotten the upper hand here.
Yep, absolutely. Geltec there in a battle, completely losing positions, and Ash is going to try and go down the inside. That will be very, it'll be a great move. And also there we have Victor now trying to find his way through. Incredible racing once again. But Adam, wow, into the bus stop chicane. He was fully a car length ahead going into the braking zone, just fully, well, solely on the brakes. He was so confident that he literally got into the apex, and he was already fully ahead of his rival as well. So that was just brilliant. by him, but brilliant racing as well, currently all throughout the field, and I think Zalen Bida now sticking behind Tyus Korsman, being chased by Joris as well. Brilliant battle going on for P1, but battles absolutely everywhere. Zach Miles covering currently the position over a few drivers, Hassett, Ash, and this little scrap going on, but then there's a mega scrap going on as Adam is going to try and make another move. Can he do it once again? Through Blanchimont corner we go, and this time he's going to get the inside line. This time he might get the place much more easier, and it's an easier move for him as he gets down the inside into the braking zone. Also Trix and Dummy JD contact. Oh, that was always going to happen, and they made contact, and that's going to allow Felipe Sauder to make his way through as well. Trix losing a position as well, but very unfortunate for Dummy JD, who loses out there.
Yeah, incredibly unfortunate. But again, what a move from Adam Lundqvist. I think those mediums are already faster. I think they're at least a second faster per lap than the softs.
Top now on the mediums, yeah.
Yeah, this is possibly another poor strategy from Joris. A bit like last race, disappointingly. It is very much reminding him of last race, which is, of course, a bit sad to see.
Yep. Already now tucking in the system, trying to get past Alger. Dommy JD also looking for a move as well. Gonna go down the inside of Julian. Gonna make contact once again, and they're gonna somehow keep it in a straight line, and that's gonna be now Peroni going to the inside of one as well. No, that's Peroni. Oh, making contact as well. They're all off the road, and Julian running wide there, and is now superly on the brakes and is wide once again, and he's gonna lose another position to his teammate. Bayer's gonna find his way through as well. Peroni finding her way through, and Alger completely as well. So brilliant racing once again, but we are seeing a bit of contact involved in quite a lot of the scraps, I have to say. There's a lot of tags by a few drivers behind and some side-by-side contact between them, so I think they do need to be a bit more careful not to lose out, because we're seeing quite a few drivers in this race being affected and losing quite a few places.
Yeah, and all the drivers on the
Trix!
tricks! This is the safety car! Whoa! This is massive for a couple of drivers. This is going to allow Joris to get away with a pit stop that should be faster for him because everybody's going slower. This is absolutely massive for a couple of drivers.
And Alger.
Yeah, this is absolutely
mega
crazy.
I cannot believe this race. What have we seen? What are we currently seeing? Oh, just absolutely incredible. But yeah, Alger and Joris and also Tyus Korsman diving in. So they're all going to surely have to dive it in, won't they? They're all going to have to surely dive it in. Because you just lose too much time, don't you? As Bayo, I think, might be one of the drivers just continuing on.
Yeah, and we can see Bayo going up into the lead of today's race. Looking at everybody else, everybody's in the pits except Bayo. Let's see who comes out where. He has held up his teammate. Tyus Korsman's held up his teammate, Dommy JD. Trix has left the session. Looking back, where has everybody come out? Let's have a look. Geltec still down in last, disappointingly. Danielle Parodi, she's staying up in 9th place. So that's very good for the Haas driver. So far, no changes. No massive changes.
Yeah. I have to say, this race is going to be very interesting on this restart. Because obviously you've got Bayo, who's going to be just slower than everyone in this field. Then you have the hard runners. Then you have the medium runners. And then you have one little soft runner as well. So they're all going to be faster than each other. And they're all going to be making some moves. So I think we're going to be in for a brilliant race, this one. Because they're all going to be faster than each other. If you're the driver behind, you're faster than the car ahead. But obviously, if you're like, for example, 10th or something, then you've got similar drivers paced around you. But you're going to be making some moves. But then you might be under pressure by Geltec as well. So we really have a bit of a good thing going on here, where we have Bayo just on very old tires. Now it might just be 6 lap, but still they're going to be worse probably than the others. And then you have the hards, mediums, and then one little soft runner. So yeah, currently really a great order right now for us to go racing once again.
Do you know what this has done now? This has now allowed none other than Joris to go on the hards and be in 5th. And then when Bayo pits, he's going to be in the same place. So this has actually saved Joris. Because this allows him now to have...
But he'll be under massive pressure though.
Yeah, but the good thing is, Joris's title rival, Deha, retired. And so for him, any points gives him a bigger lead. And so there's no risk of being beaten by his title rival today, which is massive for him. I do want to actually talk about one driver who's disappointed me slightly, and that's Victor Vidler. I expected a bit more. We know he's had a bit of a tough season overall. But this race has been a bit disappointing. You know, he stayed in pretty much 12th to 13th the whole race. Hasn't really found his way through found his way past any drivers. And I've actually counted that he's made 0 overtakes. He's the only driver on the entire grid who hasn't made a single overtake. in this race, excluding overtakes from the pits. And so that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I do have to agree with you on that. I'm tiny bit disappointed in a race that's been actually so chaotic. And also a race that he would have got so many opportunities with drivers going left, drivers going right, drivers getting pushed tiny bit wide. So it's tiny bit disappointing, I do have to say. Remember, now it's a bit of a refresh. This safety car gives him a chance. They're all bunched up. They're all going to be on a bit of a reset. They're all going to go again. Jelsek and Julian diving it in as well. But yeah, they're all just going to go again. And let's see how this one goes out. So it's kind of giving him a chance to regroup, and then he can maybe go for some kind of move. So yeah, going to be interesting, but definitely keep an eye on him. Let's see if he's able to make some overtakes on some cars ahead, and taking this opportunity on the safety car. I wouldn't be surprised if we get, to be honest, another safety car. Well, we've got 2 so far. Well, to be honest, I know on the PS side there's been a lot of chaos with safety cars as well. But I have to say, we've been kind of treated good, haven't we? We haven't got too many this season, I have to say. Not too many, but in this race, it looks like we are getting 2 so far. But maybe a third later on, we'll see.
Oh, please don't. Commentator's curse, you've done it. You've done it.
He's done it.
You've said it. But no, okay, so this is an important moment for 3 drivers here. Tiers Korsman, Zalan Bida, and Adam Lundqvist. But I would say mostly for Tiers Korsman. Because we know this man can overtake, we saw it earlier. But getting past Bio is going to be difficult, because we've seen Bio at points this season. He's been incredibly strong at defending. And so that does make you slightly worried that even though he's on more worn tyres, he might be really good at defending and really slow down these net top 3. And this could actually allow Joris to make some opportunistic moves here. But at the moment, the main thing for Tiers Korsman is making sure Zalan Bida and Adam Lundqvist don't get by. Because if they do, I'd say for Tiers Korsman, it's going to be very difficult to get back past them, as the safety car is in this lap. Bio leads from Tiers Korsman, Zalan Bida, Adam Lundqvist, and Joyce is our top 5. We've got a couple of drivers outside of the top 5 that you'd expect to be higher. For instance, Victor Vidler, Philippe Saucer, Philip Saucer, Domi JD, and Aljat, all who should be a bit further up. And disappointingly, Danielle Parodi has suffered from this, hasn't she? She's suffered a bit from this safety car because her advantage of stopping early has gone. But we're about to get going. Let's see when Bio will lead. This is the first time Bio has actually led a single lap of a race this season. But he'll be very happy to hear that he has led at some point this season. Going down towards the bus stop chicane. Is he going? When is he going? He is going. Is he going now? He is going now. He's pushed. He's actually caught Tiers Korsman off guard for a second there. But here comes Tiers Korsman, riding on board with Tiers Korsman. Let's see what he can do. Into turn 1. Bit of a slide for Bio. It's not going to be enough, though, for a move to happen. Here comes Tiers Korsman. You can see he's all over the back of the Mercedes driver. Coming up through El Rouge and Radion. It's almost side by side. They're coming side by side. And Tiers Korsman finds his way back into the lead. This was the move he was hoping for. Zalan Bida, though, hoping to make his way through as well. On top of that, still side by side, slightly further back. Still going by. Adam Lundqvist makes his way by as well. He's struggling to make his way by. He has to push his way past. Here comes Joris. Is he going to make a move? Yes, he is. He's getting pinched. Everybody's making moves and getting pinched. You can see Philip Saucer trying to make his move round the outside. He's still got the Mercedes there. Still fighting over position. Look at how crazy it is. Side by side into Pouon. Danielle Parodi trying to make her way past. Aljat for 8th place. Going down towards the right-left. Can she get in front? Can she stay in front? Remember, she is on the medium tyres because she went for the hards in the first stint. And look at that. Still side by side. Still running side by side. Coming around that last corner there. Ultimately, she finds herself up into 8th, and a very good move and a very strong move that she needed. A comeback is what Aljat is doing here. As we see, Domi JD's made his way past Bio now. Strong one there. Danielle Parodi staying in front of the McLaren of Aljat. Here comes Danielle Parodi up on the inside into the bus stop chicane on Bio, being pushed off track slightly there by the Mercedes driver. Coming up towards turn 1, we know Danielle Parodi's been strong here. She's made a couple of overtakes already, and she'll count another one to those number of overtakes as she now finds herself up into 7th place.
Absolutely incredible safety car restart action, absolutely everywhere as expected. And I think Alja is going to be trying to make a move shortly as well. What about Joris? What about Felipe Sousa as well? As he's going to go for the outside line, and he might also get past Adam as well. Adam covers the inside line. This could be a very great move for the Red Bull driver, who is surely going to pull to the outside line. Is he going to storm around the outside, late on the brakes? Outside, inside. Is he going to get that position? He'll one. Adam right out wide, but Adam's going to keep his foot in. He's going to get that position. Where is Joris? He's looking left. He's looking right, but now he's going to be looking in the wheel tracks because Adam is going to keep that position. Absolutely incredible once again. Has it all over the back of Bio, who is being mugged by every single driver currently in this field due to his old tyres. We expected it. It's absolutely happening. But I have to say, Felipe Sousa on those mediums, remember, now kind of is in the middle as well, behind Zalambida, behind Tiers Korsman, and also just ahead of Adam and Joris. So really great by Felipe Sousa. Has kind of been able to get a bit outside of that train, and they're still side by side. It's Hassett to the inside of Zach Miles as well. Brilliant racing.
Remember, Felipe Sousa is on the medium tyres compared to the hards for the others, so this is giving him a massive advantage. But we look back to Joris here. He's closing up to Adam Lundqvist. We've looked at this move for quite a while, as I know there is a move happening further back, but could a move happen here? Coming down, we've seen quite a few moves today into the bus stop chicane. Is he going to go for it? No, he's keeping it safe. He doesn't want to risk. Oh, Bio's had a spin into the bus stop chicane, and Victor Vidler finds himself going into the pits. Could this be a retirement? This would be quite disappointing if it is. For Victor Vidler, I'll be quite disappointed, to be honest, if it is a retirement. But Tiers Korsman still leads from the rest of the grid at the moment. Felipe Sousa, though, all over the back of Zalambida, coming down on the straight. Look at that. Even before the DRS is open, he's making the move. Could he also make the move on Tiers Korsman? It's just a little bit far for him. Tiers Korsman just a tiny bit too far. But he's far. You can see Felipe Sousa's fast on the straights. He's also faster on the corners as well. This is just absolutely helping Felipe Sousa beat Tiers Korsman here, because you can just see the pace difference through each corner. He's going easy on these mediums, remember, because these hards are so much slower.
Yeah, absolutely. So Felipe just currently at this stage of the race looking very quick. Adam was all over the back as well, and now so is Domi JD pushing Joris through these corners, and they're all making their way through, and Joris a tiny bit off the racing line might open the door for Domi JD. All of these drivers on the mediums are a tiny bit slower versus Felipe Sousa getting these moves done, because they're still in a bit of a train, while you have Felipe Sousa now also all the way up into 2nd position and looking for the race lead as well. But who's going to make some moves? Who's going to be late on the brakes? I think Joris could be one of those, as Adam is right ahead of him. But now Adam, will he cover the inside line? Or is Joris going to dive to the inside? He looks like he's just going to stay actually behind. Not going for any moves, but he's a tiny bit wide, and he's almost into the back of Zalambida. Now we're going to have DRS, but so will Adam, and so will Zalambida, and so will Felipe Sousa as well in this train. And Joris is going to be getting close all the way into La Source, but no moves currently being made by them. They're all waiting, and I think we're going to have Felipe Sousa going for the race lead now.
Yeah, here comes Felipe Sousa. We're riding on board with him currently, coming through El Rouge and Radion onto the Kemmel Straight. Let's see what he can do. We know this DRS is strong. We know the Red Bull has a lot of straight line speed, and coming down on straight, that Red Bull, just like real life, absolutely destroys the Williams on the straight. Adam Lundqvist side by side with ultimately the Williams of Domi JD. Oh, bit of Danielle Parodi. Bit of contact there. That's unlucky for the Haas driver. Oh, she's very unlucky there with that. Oh! Zach Miles making an opportunistic move. There goes Ash as well for the move as well for 10th. Oh, that's a disappointing sequence for the Haas driver. Definitely disappointing. But, I mean, Joyce has come out of this best, hasn't he? Because he's gained a place. And he's got a bit of... He's got other driver on hard behind him, and Joyce is pushing now here on lap 13 out of 25. Sorry, 22. I can't even count anymore that we've had that much action. Felipe Sousa, though, pulling out a nice half a second lead at the moment, going down to about 4/10. Do you think Felipe Sousa can hold on to this lead today?
Possibly at this stage, but I think he could be under pressure later on as Julian is now also going to get past Parodi, just not going Parodi's way at all. But so much access is now Domi JD looking to the outside, looking to the inside, and almost sliding into the back of Adam. It was almost into the back as well of Joris. So they're all trying to be very late on the brakes. It gets really tight the bus stop chicane because they're all super late on the brakes. Now, does Tyres Korsman try and make this move immediately out of the source, back on the power? He might just be a bit too far back unless he, well, he is going to use the ERS, so he'll close up a tiny bit more, and then he might have a chance to go for this move once again. And I think someone else is going to make a move possibly as well, just using a bit of ERS in this train. So who's going to look for some moves? First of all, Tyres Korsman is going to be using the DRS, but is he going to use any ERS? He's going to be gaining anyway. And I think Felipe Souza might just need to cover this one off. The Williams is getting closer, but he looks like he's just going to stay right behind. Oh, safety car. Safety car is out. So what is that for then? Victor's got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane, but safety car's out once again.
This is interesting. Lap 14 out of 22. I don't know what's happened there, if I'm being honest. I don't actually know what's happened. We're now down to 14 drivers as Victor Vidler has decided to retire. Absolutely crazy scenes we're having. Absolutely crazy.
Oh, well, I maybe did curse it earlier on.
Yeah,
then,
we
okay.
We
Right.
definitely did.
Oh, well, I don't even know what to say other than it's been a very exciting race, and we still have a lot more that this race does have to give. Lap 14, so we're getting now into the final stages, but still, as I said, so much action to come, and all of the drivers gotta be going for some kind of overtakes as well, but yeah, super exciting this race so far on lap 14, about to go on to lap number 15 as well, but another safety car.
For Philip Sousa, this is good because remember, he's on the mediums.
Yeah, he gets to save a bit of those mediums as well.
Because it's
And-
around it's around 8 to 10% tire wear per lap for the mediums.
I have to say, does anyone pit behind maybe to go on a set of softs? Possibly, we could maybe see someone. I mean, to be honest, if you're like Parodi or someone, then you have nothing to lose. You have absolutely nothing to lose. If you are someone like Parodi, and Zalambida is going to dive in, and I think Felipe Sousa is also going to dive in, so there's going to be quite a few people diving it in. Well, most of the field diving in. I think Tyres Korsman's continue, but everyone else is diving it in.
This is absolutely crazy scenes. Let's see what they're going to do. He goes to softs. Oh, it's a little bit in the middle there. He's got to hold up Domi JD slightly. Let's see. Did he get a good pit stop? Is he going to come out in front of everybody else?
Right.
Look at how much. Look at how much Daniel Parodi's having to wait. Many drivers having to wait quite a while. And now Philip Sousa on the softs. Tyres Korsman stayed out. Zalambida, Joris, Adam Longvist. It's not a massive change in it at the moment.
Yeah, but you have some drivers now on softs and some drivers on mediums, so they're all making different decisions with how they're making pit stops as well. But I mean, I think we all know that everyone's gonna mug Tyres Korsman, to be honest.
Philip Sousa's disconnected.
What has happened there? But luckily, if it was just a little Wi-Fi, he has had issues in previous rounds. I do remember as well. We had a lobby restart, and he wasn't able to get in. So he had to miss one, but. He has the safety car. If it's a quick issue, he can quickly get back in. But he'll need to get it back in now if he wants to have any chance. Because he's going to be losing out so much as well.
Yeah, because also remember, he's got to get in by probably the end of this lap, most likely.
Isn't it 2 laps behind the safety car, though, at least?
No, it can be 1 sometimes, depending on if the whole grid is there. But we'll have to see by the end of the lap, by the end of the second sector, at that third sector line, we're going to have to see whether it's time to go or not. I bet Philip Sousa will be hoping it isn't, but we'll have to see how it goes for Philip Sousa.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see. I mean, he's gonna be absolutely mugged, as I've said quite a bit on the stream. But he's gonna be absolutely overtaken by everyone, and also that's a big chance gone for him on the soft combat tires. Possibly maybe he really had a big chance to just get away from the rest of the field, where the next soft run is in 6th, Domi JD. So. Yeah, and then obviously you have the medium runners as well, but he had a really great chance to just get away, but a bit of a setback for him right now, currently. Hopefully he can get back in though, and everything gets back running for him.
Yes, but I think in my opinion, I think it's a strategy mistake from Tyres Korsman to be on hards, especially with the safety car going for another lap on worn hards. He's going to have the risk of, even if Philip Sousa can't get back into the lobby, it's going to be Zalambida, Joris, Adam Longvist. The
AI is causing a mess again. That's just horrible luck.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're putting him on the
what-
mediums.
That is just 7-lap-old mediums as well. No, that's just honestly doesn't deserve that at all. Doesn't deserve that at all, and he's had so much issues with technology over this season. Just absolutely undeserved, I have to be honest, for him. Completely race ruiner for him. And to be honest, if I was Tyus Korsman, I'd probably come into the pits right now anyway, because personally, I think even though he's gonna fall back, even though he's gonna fall down to the bottom if he was to make a pit stop there, a few seconds ago, but I'd say he's gonna fall down to the bottom anyway, and he'll probably just retire or dive into the pits at the end of this one. So I think that's how much he's gonna really lose out. So I mean, to be honest, he could have just made a pit stop at this stage, because I think we all know what's gonna happen really now. He's just gonna be absolutely overtaken by everyone. But yeah, looks like he is gonna be dropping down. But if he was to pit and go down to the bottom, I'd say he still would have then had a tiny bit of an opportunity to maybe get some points at least and get in that battle, because safety car restart, everyone's going frantic right at the end, everyone trying to make moves, everyone trying to be desperate, so there's going to be some kind of contact, so you can kind of take advantage of that. So I would say probably one mistake has turned into possibly another one, because I mean, I think it's obvious he's really going to lose out with this. With how this race is gone, I think he's just going to fall all the way down to the bottom. They're all going to mug him. He's going to be in like 8th or 9th, and then kind of the race is fully just done from there. So I'd say he probably could have made a pit stop last lap. Even if it was late, he would have fallen down to the bottom, but then possibly he would have still been in this fight. Maybe not for the win, but at least for some good points.
Yeah, and that's a massive mistake. I'm going to look in the chat on what happened to him. We know he's actually had some power issues as well, and so this might be a problem with power, that he can't get his power to his house, which is a bit disappointing. But the safety car is in this lap. Ultimately, Joris is now back onto the podium, so it's been a good day for Joris slightly, if he can keep going. Is it just me, or is everybody on the mediums all of a sudden?
It's still on the softs for me.
The second, third, and fourth are all on mediums.
Yeah, they're on mediums for me as well. They weren't on soft. They were always on mediums. They bit from mediums.
I don't know what's going on anymore. It said soft. They were red. The tyres were red like a minute ago. I don't know what's going on. But here comes Tyus Korsman. Let's see what he's going to do. He's going to get going. When is he going to get going? And it's going to be now. Tyus Korsman is heading off out of the last corner. He hasn't gotten a good getaway, though, ahead of Zalambida. Zalambida's really close, still 2/10 behind. Side by side, further back. And there goes Dobby JD, trying to make the move on Adam Lundqvist. He can't make the move, but Zalambida has made the move on Tyus Korsman for the race lead. Tyus Korsman still very close behind, using EOS to keep up. He's got the slipstream, remember. Oh, 3 wide. Joris coming side by side. They're all side by side. Going out of the first sector. He's actually backed out there for Joris. Tyus Korsman, Lee. Once again, Tyus Korsman has fallen back into the lead of today's race. Aljat trying to fight his way up into the top 5. Oh! Oh! Massive moment. Hassif out of nowhere. Now into 5th place. Absolutely amazing driving from Hassif at the moment. He's already gone up, I believe, 5 places off at the start. So what a really good start from the Alpine driver. Only a couple of laps remaining here. Only 5 full laps remaining of this race. Here comes Hassif again around the outside. Remember, he is on the soft tyres. Coming around, Dommy JD falling further back. Joris is trying to make his way past Zalambida for second. Oh, bit of contact there. They're still side by side. They're still going for it. And now Joris has made his way by. He's now chasing after Tyus Korsman in the Williams. Let's see what he's going to do. Coming down on the inside of the fast left-hander. They're going side by side. And one of the craziest points on the whole track. They're still side by side into the bus stop chicane. It's almost 3 wide. Oh, Tyus Korsman. Contact for Tyus Korsman. He is down. Zalambida is also struggling in his position. He's down to 6th. He just keeps on dropping more and more, down to 7th now. What a crazy race we're having. Hassif is in 2nd. You cannot write any of this down on a script, to be honest, because it can't. Adam Lundqvist is in 3rd. Remember, Aljat does have a penalty, which will affect his race. He's got 6 seconds worth of penalty. Tyus Korsman is up into 10th. What a crazy restart we're having here. Aljat, he's chasing after Adam Lundqvist down on the inside. It's almost going 3 wide. Oh, whoa, very close between everybody. Tears Korsman has made the move on Zalan Bida for 9th place. They're still side by side. Oh, Tears Korsman is off. Tears Korsman is down to 13th and he is off the track. Absolutely crazy stuff happening all over the place. Geltec makes the move for 9th over Daniel Parodi. Zalan Bida is down to 12th. Oh, Hassith is dropping down. Hassith dropping down. He's fighting currently with Aljat for 3rd place. Adam Lundqvist making obviously a beautiful move on him. And now Hassith has to settle into his position. At the moment, he will get 3rd because Aljat has a penalty. But let's see if these soft tyres will last to where he needs them to. Because remember, we've still got a couple of drivers on the mediums further back and in front.
Oh, wow. Absolutely frantic on that safety car restart. They're still making their way through. Adam, they're having to deploy a lot of ERS because they kind of lost touch with how much they were battling. For 2nd position, they were making their way through. Can Geltec maybe make a move on Julian? He's getting closer on the soft compound outside. Is he down to the inside? No. Who is going to make some moves? They're all in a train currently. Line astern for all of them as they get on the power now, making their way onto lap number 19. DRS is going to be enabled. We didn't even need it because there's so much action, but Adam is surely going to go for some moves. Lap 19 of this race, and they're all making their way through out of the source. No moves so far, but it's not going to explode as we're about to go onto the Camel Stray. We're going to go through the iconic corners of Rouge and Radion, which is going to see Adam getting closer to Joris, and now the DRS will be wide open for the Aston Martin driver. The Ferrari will break the slipstream. Which way is Aston Martin going to go? He's going to go to the inside line. This could be an easy pass, and it is going to be an easy pass. Nothing Joris could do there, and Adam is going to fly past to take P1, but absolutely fantastic action as they all go through.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant from Adam Lundqvist there. But I do feel like Joyce is just going to be waiting in the wings, waiting for the right moment. Tears Korsman gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Disappointing there. But what a crazy start. The 2 of our top 3 drivers down in 12th and 13th. What happened?
Yep. It's just unbelievable how this race, to be honest, has been. And Alja, with that penalty, and also Alja, whoever wasn't died on those soft compound tires would have had a big chance to win. Remember, the softs are going to be fading, but they weren't able to fire themselves up. And Hassett having a big moment. I think Hassett had a big chance to get into the lead of this one as well. And Hassett, out of absolutely nowhere, was able to do that. Watch Geltec still right up close to the back of the Mercedes of Julian. They're all making their way through now, heading into Blanchimont once again, and they're all going to be in the system. And surely Joris once again is going to go for a move for the lead, not into the bus stop chicane, maybe into La Source, but most likely as well into Lecom. But that's the late lunge from Ash. He's diving to the inside of Zach, who is going to try fight back on the power, and he's not going to have the grip. They're very close to banging wheels. They are banging wheels, and the AlphaTauri also watch Julian there as well, who's going to the outside line of La Source. Is he going to be able to go around the outside on those mediums? He's going to be wide. Getting on the power now is going to be Zach, and this is absolutely a brawl currently as we watch Geltec as he tries to make a move. Keep an eye on the battle for the race win currently, because Joris once again in the Ferrari is in the slipstream. He's got DRS in a few seconds now. He's got it open, and he's alongside, and surely Adam won't be able to cover this one off. He'll try his best. He'll go to the inside line, and he'll try and keep Joris behind, but the Ferrari is flying through. The Ferrari is taking P1, and Aljad is super close to losing the car, and Dummy is trying to dive to the inside as well. Cars absolutely everywhere. I think Parodi has dropped down as well. Absolute chaos, but it's Joris with P1.
Parodi and Geltec both had a collision into the first quarter of Sector 2. Absolute crazy stuff going on there for ultimately the 2 drivers back there. Disappointing one for them, especially that the fact that they were running for 9th place is especially disappointing there. But Adam Lundqvist, he's going to have to wait now. 3 laps remaining of this race. His opportunities are starting to close.
It absolutely is, but also remember he is going to be getting the DRS. So this is going to be DRS chicken all the way to the end of this one. And you can see Adam's going to be using all a bit of ERS he has, but Joris does have the ERS advantage. And Aljat, he's had a few poor races this season as well. This is one where he also has a penalty, which is very unfortunate. But look how close Adam's getting. He might even make a move into the bus stop. Parodi gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings, but Adam is currently just sitting in behind. And this is absolutely brilliant by Adam. Also returning to form is Joris. Joris in that special livery for Ferrari that they'll be running later on this weekend as well in the real-life Italian Grand Prix. But in the Belgian Grand Prix and PSGL, we're on to the penultimate lap of this race, and Adam, I think, is going to maybe go for this move. He's going to get a good exit. Now, does he play it strategical now? Does he stay behind and leave it till the last lap, or does he use the DRS and overtake now? I think he's getting super close, so he's either going to have to back off massively or completely go for this. He's going to be out of the slipstream, surely. He's going to pull alongside Joris already. Moves over to let him through. DRS open for the Aston Martin. Watch Alja coming in the McLaren as well. So looks like Alja will have to back out. So Adam's going to make his way through. Joris in second. And then it'll be Alja thinking about a late lunch but not being able to find his way through. What about Zach Miles also thinking about it as well? Tommy JD massively off the racing line. Giving a chance to Hassett to make a move, but Hassett not being able to find his way through. And they've all managed to now finally calm down a tiny bit and get their way through. But fantastic. Adam versus Joris on the last lap.
Yeah. Hassett.
Hassett.
3-second time penalty. Very disappointing there for the Alpine driver. Currently, we're watching Adam Lundqvist. We saw from Joris's rear view camera that it wasn't looking good and that Aston Martin was looking pacey. You could see how much Adam Lundqvist is pushing this lap just to try and make a gap. But you can just see he's just making mistakes. He's pushing his tyres too much. He's overheating them. Look at the speed difference between...
I might let him go.
Yeah,
I might let Joris go. He's backed off.
He's trying to let him go. Is Joris going to allow the mind games to happen? Look at this. He's not letting. And look at this. This is some of the slowest F1 racing we've seen. But I think this
Watch
is...
Tommy JD.
Oh, Tommy JD round the outside. He's trying to make a move. Coming down on the inside. He wants to reclaim what he lost. He got pole position, but he might lose out a podium here. At the moment, he'll be on for a podium. Adam Lundqvist has a podium. Oh, and there goes Zach Miles down on the inside out of nowhere. The AlphaTauri making the move. We're going to see. We're going to look back to the front of the grid. Here comes Joris. Joris has half a second lead over Adam Lundqvist. This might just be enough. Here comes Aljaz around the outside on the Kemmel Straight. It looks like Joris has got this on the Kemmel Straight at the moment. And massive moment from Aljaz. Massive, a big drift, but a good handled one from the McLaren driver there. But Joris currently leads here on the final lap in that Ferrari. Our championship leader might be back to championship winning ways. And it looks like he might win for the 4th time this season in just 8 races. So we'll have to see. He's coming through P1 now. We're about halfway through the lap in distance. This has been one crazy end to a race.
Absolutely, it's been absolutely banging here at the end, but it looks like Joris is gonna be home. What about tyres also battling with Bayer? Bayer's just off the road and making that move, but Ferrari are gonna win with the special livery here. Can they do it maybe later on in the real life F1 weekend? Probably not due to strategy, but they're gonna win here in Belgium.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. He's just got 3 more corners to go for Joris. Just 3 more corners now, down to 2. Joris is going to be so happy to cross this line. He started 5th today. He's now 1st. Around the last corner, Joris wins it. PSGL F5 in Belgium Round 8, Season 34. What a win for the Ferrari man. And it's his 4th win of the season in the 34th season. Absolutely brilliant. Adam Lundqvist finishes 2nd. Tommy JD finishes off the podium in 3rd. What an absolute crazy end here at Spa.
Oh, that was just brilliant. That was just brilliant. I think there's also some side-by-side to the line as well between Julian and I think it might have been Ash as well. But wow, just absolutely brilliant. They were also battling for the final place on the podium as well after Aljaz's penalties obviously applied. But such a great race. That one we just didn't know. We literally didn't know what was going to happen. And there was absolute chaos everywhere in the field.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant from the Ferrari driver, from the Ferrari man. What a brilliant race he had today from Joris. Just amazing. So the man who went from 5th to 1st, he did it in Japan. He went from 7th to 1st in Japan. He's gone from 5th to 1st here and claims his 4th win of the season. Joris is your race winner in round 8 of F5. Adam Lundqvist is 2nd from 4th to 2nd. Really good day for the Swedish driver. I mean, it's nice to see him back on the podium. It's been quite a while. He also got fastest lap, so he got 19 points, so he gets a nice amount. Tommy JD in third place. He got pole, but at least he is still happy to get on the podium. Zach Miles, absolute brilliant day, up 12 places. And he finishes fourth. Ash in fifth. Julian is sixth. Zalambida, with a disappointing day, he started on the front row, but he drops back 5 places to seventh. Then Aljat is 8th, Hassith 9th, Tias Korsman, very disappointing, he was in the race lead, now he's 10th. Bio F1 is in 11th, Danielle Parodi is in 12th, Geltech 13th. Here are your retirees, Philip Salsa, Victor Vidler, Trix, Derhart, and Antoni Sokolowski. Oh, what a race that was, though. What a race. I mean, I know I always like to say about how exciting you know, races are, and sometimes, you know, they can be calm. But I have no words for that.
That one was just honestly a complete brawl. And obviously, yes, I might have cursed the safety cars, but to be honest, I think as commentators, we are biased towards action. So always, whenever we get a late safety car, you're always going to get some drivers pitting onto the soft compound of tires, some drivers staying out, and we got that. So I guess that was kind of a preference to have a bit of a safety car at the end. I kind of like late safety car, just spices up the race so much, just like that. And yeah, all races I think this season has been good, but I think this race was just on a completely different level, just due to the amount of chaos we were having with drivers going left, right, and also the camel straight, the DRS, and obviously the tactical game as well. They were absolutely battling on that last lap and the penultimate lap and basically every single lap after that safety car. That was just absolutely fantastic.
I mean, I have no words there. Sadly, we won't have interviews for today, but absolutely crazy. We had 3 safety cars. I mean, we haven't had that this season, which is a bit of a shocker.
Yeah. I have to say, this season we've kind of behaved a bit more, haven't we?
Yeah. But I have to say, I've got to know, who is your driver of the day?
That is a very, very hard one. But I mean, to be honest, this is a kind of a race where I guess whoever just wins, to be honest, is the driver of the day, because they've played it absolutely perfectly as well, with all of the strategy, with everything in this race. So I mean, I have to give it to Joris, to be honest, just winning the race, and absolutely brilliantly winning as well. Just played the last lap perfectly, played really the whole race perfectly as well, and there was a lot of strategy involved with that. Not really too much in the, I mean, there was a lot with the tires as well, that you had to be on the right tires at the right time, but also it's just, where do you place your car on the last lap? Where do you place your car on the penultimate? How do you avoid contact? And all sorts of stuff. It's important keeping your nose clean and keeping your head cool when a lot of other drivers might have lost theirs right at the end as well, with a lot of contact and just trying to hang on as well. But I have to say, unfortunate for Alja as well, because he's been having a few poor races, as I mentioned earlier on, but was finally able to actually get in that fight as well, but then just had that penalty lying over him. So very unfortunate as well for him, and same for Hassett as well, getting a penalty. So yeah, but that race just had so much action. It was a completely I mean, I think we have to say best race of the season. Absolutely, best race of the season.
For my drive of the day, though, I've got to go Adam Longvist. I'm sorry to everybody who thinks the race winner should get drive of the day, but I think Adam Longvist did something. Yeah, he went up 2 places, but the difference was he had a very different fight on his hands, because he was being attacked from behind and in front as well. So he was kind of stuck there, but he made the best of it. And he didn't make any mistakes either throughout the race, which I think is something they've got to give him. And he fought right up to the end. He was fighting for that race win. So that was absolutely crazy. But sadly, today we've got to end the stream. I hope you've enjoyed it very much. Please think about subscribing to PSGL. Come and join our Discord server as well. Leave a like on today's stream. Like I said, come and join the Discord server. Also, you can get 5% off Next Level, GT Omega products. I'm getting the wrong one. Of GT Omega products. 5% off when you put in code PSGL. That's all down in the description with the links to both GT Omega and to our lovely Discord server. If you want to race or become a commentator like us, it'd be absolutely great to have you. And so, any last words, Omi?
Nope, other than make sure you join us next week as well for some more PSGL action. But yeah, that's the thing with 2 commentators. We both get to pick 2 drivers of the day and praise them both as well, and praise a lot of drivers who did absolutely brilliant. But yeah, make sure you join us next week as well.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. And like you said, do join us next week. I hope you've had a great time watching us. It's been me and Epic. I hope, it's been me and Omi. I couldn't even get the end right. But yeah, hopefully we'll get that sorted for next week, get the end correct. But yeah, I hope you have a great week. We'll see you next Thursday. I believe we're coming to the track of... We'll actually have a quick little look here. We're coming to the track of Jeddah for next race. And so that's quite exciting. Fast speed track again, bit like Spa. But like I said, thank you so much, and I will see you very soon. Bye.
Desperately trying to hang on. He's got the inside. Orpheus is through on the left-hand side. Hooks the apex, gets on the power nicely, and that is job done. Jarno Orpheus now to the last couple of corners now. His finest drive, his greatest drive, and he's done it at the Circuit of the Americas. He returns to the top step of the podium. Once again, the ghost is back. Jarno Orpheus wins the US Grand Prix in a stunning Grand Prix.